Chapter 1: Introduction to the Institution. Nestled within the unforgiving hills of a desolate landscape lies a maximum security prison, a place where time seems to stand still. The somber concrete walls echo the stories of countless souls, each seeking solace in the shared experience of confinement. This documentary unfolds as a profound jail diary, where inmates become the narrators of their own lives, revealing their fears, dreams, and the relentless quest for redemption. The power of storytelling serves as both a lifeline and an anchor, allowing them to confront their pasts while envisioning futures beyond the bars. Through their voices, we are invited to witness the raw humanity that thrives in unexpected places. As we delve into their narratives, we begin to understand the transformative potential of hope, illuminating the dark corners of despair that define their existence behind these imposing walls. Here, the journey of healing and self-discovery begins, one story at a time. Chapter 2: Marcus's Remorse. Marcus sits alone in his cramped cell, the weight of his memories pressing heavily on his chest. Once a dedicated teacher, he finds himself trapped within the unforgiving walls of maximum security prison, serving time for a crime that spiraled from a moment of passion into a lifetime of regret. As he gazes through the narrow window at the barren landscape outside, flickers of his past replay in his mind, laughter echoing in his classroom, the eager faces of his students, and the heartbreaking moment when his life unraveled. Through his diary entries, Marcus reveals his anguish over the choices that led him here. He writes about his longing for redemption, envisioning a future where he can reconnect with the family he hurt. Each word becomes a fragile thread of hope, weaving a narrative of accountability, transformation, and the painful path toward forgiveness, not just from others, but from himself. Chapter 3: Tasha's Dreams. Tasha's story begins in a bustling city where bright lights mask the struggles of many. Once a dedicated mother, her life took a tumultuous turn after a series of poor choices led her to addiction, culminating in a drug-related conviction that ripped her from her daughter's life. In her diary, Tasha pours out her heart, her words revealing a profound yearning for redemption and connection. She scribbles down dreams of returning home, hugging her daughter tightly, and teaching her about resilience. Not just the pain of their past, but the strength to rise above it. Through whispered conversations with fellow inmates, Tasha shares stories of her daughter's laughter, fueling her desire to break the cycle of incarceration. As she channels her emotions into a heartfelt poem about motherhood, Tasha finds a glimmer of hope, reminding herself that change is possible and that her dreams are still within reach, waiting to be realized. Chapter 4: Carlos's Conflict. Carlos's life before incarceration was a turbulent mix of loyalty and betrayal, shaped by the gang culture that consumed his youth. Growing up in a rough neighborhood, he found acceptance within the gang, which provided a sense of belonging that his broken family could not. In the cold world of the prison yard, Carlos grapples with the duality of pride and shame that comes with his choices. He reflects on the moments that led him here, a drive to protect his brothers in the gang, the thrill of adrenaline during turf wars, and the heartbreak of watching friends fall victim to violence. In his diary, Carlos recounts the conflicting emotions of loyalty to his crew and the realization that such a life only breeds suffering. He yearns for redemption, but fears he's too far gone. As he navigates the harsh realities of prison, he begins to question whether brotherhood can exist without sacrifice, sparking a deep desire for change. Chapter 5: Winter's Isolation. As winter envelops the prison in a chilling embrace, the relentless cold seeps into the hearts of the inmates, amplifying their feelings of isolation and despair. The concrete walls, stark and unyielding, serve as a constant reminder of the life they can no longer touch. Inside, the oppressive silence is broken only by the echoes of distant shouts and clanging metal doors, creating a suffocating atmosphere that weighs heavily on the spirit. Marcus, Tasha, and Carlos share their daily struggles through their diary entries, revealing glimpses of profound loneliness that gnaw at their souls. Each reflects on the dashed dreams of freedom they once had, now replaced by the stark reality of confinement. In their moments of introspection, they confront the weight of their choices, yearning for connection and understanding in a world defined by segregation. Amid the snow-draped bars, a flicker of hope begins to emerge, igniting the desire for change within their hearts. Chapter 6. The Seeds of Hope. As winter's harsh grip begins to loosen, the arrival of Frank, a passionate volunteer, introduces an unexpected glimmer of hope within the prison walls. He initiates a rehabilitation program focused on self-expression through art and writing, encouraging inmates to explore their emotions and share their stories. At first, skepticism hangs heavy in the air. Many inmates question the sincerity of such efforts. However, as Frank weaves tales of resilience and possibility, even the most hardened hearts begin to soften. Tasha tentatively picks up a pen, inspired to articulate her dreams of reunifying with her daughter. Marcus finds solace in journaling, processing his guilt and longing for forgiveness. Meanwhile, Carlos channels his inner turmoil into a canvas, painting a mural that embodies his desire for peace. Together, they sow the seeds of hope, challenging themselves to envision lives beyond these concrete walls, reconnecting with their humanity, and igniting a transformative journey toward redemption. Chapter 7. Tasha's Transformation. As the thaw of winter gives way to the hopeful blooms of spring, Tasha finds solace in the pages of her diary, where she pours out her heart in a heartfelt poem about motherhood. Each verse embodies her longing to reunite with her daughter, a dream that fuels her determination to rise above the darkness of her past. Every lost moment is a lesson, she writes, her words capturing the bittersweet essence of love and regret. In conversations with fellow inmates, Tasha listens and shares stories of resilience, forming bonds that support their individual journeys toward redemption. With each line she composes, Tasha cultivates a sense of purpose, embracing the power of self-expression as a tool for change. Encouraged by the artistic process, she begins to envision a future where she can be the mother she aspires to be, igniting hope not just within herself, but among her peers as well. Chapter 8. Carlos's Mural. In the vibrant light of spring, Carlos stands before a blank wall in the prison yard, paintbrush in hand, ready to transform his thoughts into a mural. He talks about how the colors will tell his story, a tale of struggle, loss, and yearning for redemption. Each stroke becomes an avenue for expressing emotions he often keeps buried: the fierce loyalty to his gang, the betrayal that left scars, and the dreams of reconnecting with his younger siblings. As the mural takes shape, it morphs into a powerful symbol of hope, reflecting his desire for peace and reconciliation. Fellow inmates gather around, offering encouragement, their shared laughter mingling with the paint's vibrant hues. This collaborative spirit fosters a newfound friendship among them, breaking down walls that once isolated their hearts. In this vibrant moment of creation, Carlos experiences the profound connection between art and healing, solidifying his belief that change is possible. Chapter 9. The Heat of Tension. As summer blazes on, the atmosphere inside the prison becomes charged with a palpable sense of unease. The once growing camaraderie among the inmates starts to fray, ignited by old rivalries and simmering resentments. Carlos feels the heat of the summer, not just from the relentless sun, but from the mounting pressure to choose sides as factions vie for dominance. Whispers of conflict echo through the locked corridors, and even the common areas, once filled with laughter and creativity, now pulse with anxiety. With each passing day, the tension escalates, prompting the guards to issue warnings of an impending lockdown, an imminent threat that hangs like a storm cloud over the inmates. In their diary entries, Marcus, Tasha, and Carlos reflect on the fragility of their newfound friendships and the hard truths about their pasts that have brought them to this moment. As they brace for the coming storm, they are forced to confront not only their fears but their choices, questioning whether they can withstand the heat or whether it will consume them entirely. Chapter 10. Shadows of Violence. As summer sizzles, the prison atmosphere becomes increasingly charged, with heat amplifying rising tensions among the inmates. Old rivalries flare up, and whispers of discord ripple through the concrete halls. The once budding bonds forged during the rehabilitation program begin to splinter under the weight of long-standing grievances. One fateful afternoon, a confrontation erupts in the yard, culminating in a violent altercation that leaves several inmates injured and the entire facility on high alert. In the aftermath, the prison locks down, isolating the inmates in their cells, each one now confronted with the chaos they helped create. Within the confines of four walls, voices filled with pain and regret echo through the despair. Marcus, Tasha, and Carlos grapple with the choices that led them to this moment, questioning their paths and the fleeting nature of hope they had briefly embraced. The shadows of violence illuminate how fragile their transformation truly is. Chapter 11. An Unexpected Visit. The prison buzzed with tension as the day of the unexpected visit approached. Inmates exchanged whispered hopes and doubts, while the guards maintained their usual stern demeanor. When the local activists arrived, their vibrant energy contrasted sharply with the sterile environment of the maximum security prison. They brought not just supplies and literature, but a message of possibility and change. Sharing their own stories of struggle and resilience, the activists sparked intense discussions among the inmates about justice, redemption, and what it truly means to be free. Marcus felt a flicker of hope reignite within him. Tasha wept as she listened to their tales, visualizing the day she'd reunite with her daughter, and Carlos began to rethink his beliefs about loyalty and legacy. The visit, though brief, opened a window of reflection and courage, reminding the inmates that their voices mattered and that change was possible, even behind bars. Chapter 12. Confronting Fears. As the summer's oppressive heat lingers, the tension crackles within the prison walls. Inmates gather, grappling with the aftermath of the violent altercation, each burdened by their choices. In a secluded corner of the yard, Marcus, Tasha, and Carlos sit together, their voices low. They share stories of regret, of paths taken and opportunities lost. It is in this moment of vulnerability that they begin to confront their deepest fears. The fear of not being forgiven, of failing to change, and of facing the outside world again. Marcus breaks the silence, reflecting on his guilt. Tasha, teary-eyed, expresses her worry about being a good mother after release. Carlos, usually brash and bold, admits he fears returning to the gang. Yet as they share, a transformation stirs. In this dark hour, hope begins to flicker. Together they resolve to push past their fears, carving a path toward redemption, united in their pursuit of change. Chapter 13. Autumn's Aspiration. As autumn leaves danced outside the prison walls, a palpable excitement filled the air. The talent show was approaching. Inmates gathered in the common area, their faces alive with a mix of anticipation and nervous energy. This event symbolized more than just a performance. It was an opportunity for self-expression and redemption. Marcus, Tasha, and Carlos devoted countless hours to perfecting their acts. Marcus rehearsed a spoken-word piece about forgiveness, drawing from the pain of his past. Tasha meticulously crafted a story that intertwined her dreams of motherhood with her journey in prison, while Carlos worked on a rap that reflected his struggles and aspirations for a better life. In this season of reflection, the talent show offered a chance for inmates not just to be heard, but to be seen. As they prepared for their performances, a sense of unity blossomed that echoed hope, proving that transformation is possible, even in the darkest places.